comments on. I just got my notification. There it is. We're live. 86. Enter. Okay. Need to see the first person to comment to make sure the comments are working. You don't even have to ask me how to turn it on anymore. It's kind of.
Well, I
feel like we've kind of moved
grown
on. The comments are working.
Professionally.
All right. Looks best as it can on the.
Can't hear anything.
Can't hear yourself?
Can't
I
hear
was.
anything.
Well, it's only should only be me.
Can't hear you through my ears.
Remember?
Oh boy. It's supposed to show up. Molly's supposed to be ready to go.
It is ready to go. No, not that one. This
Go
one.
ahead. Go
this
ahead.
one. I tell you that I didn't do it 1 week.
Been married for 33 years. My wife's been telling me the same stuff for 33 years.
Can you hear now?
No, because you moved it. Talk.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, if you wouldn't have bent these when you were on
I didn't bend them.
Sideline. Good?
Yeah. Right now. No.
Oh.
It's that last move. There. Yeah. There we go.
Good? All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Is anybody comment? No one's commenting.
Well, I don't think anybody cares right now, Chris.
Oh, okay. Cheyenne, I'm here. Oh, I got to turn the thanks, Cheyenne. I got to turn the station on.
Oh, well, there you have it. That's kind of important.
Okay, that's why I'm here. Okay.
Turn the volume down.
I was making sure I was getting that at. All right. Connect. We are connecting to Cheyenne, so it should be there in a few seconds, Cheyenne. And make sure we're good on YouTube.
I don't know about this all the way to Guyman thing next week.
Well, it's not different from anything else years past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
So I got to turn the comments on, I guess. On.
A lot of changing in the rankings this week for me.
Hey, there we go. Okay. Make sure the comments are working. Cody Knox. There it is. Hey, Chris and Phil.
I don't see anybody yet.
On YouTube. YouTube.
Oh.
Cody's the first one to get out.
Need somebody on Facebook. Say hi to Phil.
All right. Okay. Got the comments working in all sections, so now I can watch those closely.
We got nothing.
Nope.
We got nothing. That little thing cools this off pretty good. It's on 73, and it's cool in here.
Yeah. No, it.
73 at my house. I feel like I'm in one of those sweat boxes. You still haven't came over to my house since we did the remodel.
No, I haven't.
So we really are just acquaintances.
Good timing, Parker.
Oh. Hey, Chris and Phil.
There's your Facebook.
Thank you.
Parker.
Oh, Parker. Hey,
reached
Phil.
out to you.
Thank you, Parker, buddy. We got two of them. We got two.
Oh, there it is. Hey, Miss Kenna.
Yeah.
That
Good
is
lady.
Dalen's grandmother.
Yeah. That little booger, every time I see him, he's broken something. Every year.
Yeah, he got the cast off Monday.
What's he broke now?
Still playing football, though. Just wrap it up and go play.
Well, he's a man.
Yeah. No, he's nothing on right now. It's
no, he's probably good for this year.
The sun's still up on Thursday.
He's probably good for this year.
That's good.
It's once a year since that little booger's been this tall.
Yeah.
Seriously, he is constantly breaking something.
Just 2 bones, I believe.
He is such a good little athlete.
Yeah.
Man, he's really grown, too. He's already starting to look like a little dude. He's already starting to change.
Yeah,
and, you know, which is sad.
I know.
He's a heck of a little athlete.
Let's
take after his mother. Was his mother a good athlete?
Desiree?
I'm going to go with yes. I don't want to give, Coach Rice any credit. I joke. Big fan of Coach Rice.
Well, we got a pretty good show in store today.
Yep.
At 6:13.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm learning this for the first time.
Oh.
We got a guest?
Well, at 6:13, we'll have Cameron Jordan from the Oklahoman.
Cameron, our buddy.
Our friend of the Oklahoman. And then at 6:33.
Oh, boy.
Ish.
Oh, no.
We'll speak with Jeff Murray, Oklahoma Metro Officials Association. He is a sports official.
Should have ran that one by me.
And we're going to be talking about
shortage
of officials and how he sees it, how we can get more folks interested in doing that.
I've talked to you about putting an officiating crew together. Obviously, we couldn't because we do our Friday night stuff here, but that would be a lot of fun. I could see. I'm a little surprised there's not more people wanting to do it because, but don't you think? I mean, you officiated baseball and basketball and for years, but see, I think football would just be a hoot because you're kind of separate from the crowd, right?
Kinda.
Still get the boo birds, which I think would be part of the fun, but you don't have to. I don't think you'd get as mad. Basketball, I couldn't do back because you can hear everything they're saying, and you can maybe get a little offended.
Broken Dad on YouTube. Good evening. Yes, good evening to you as well. And if you're wanting to go over to YouTube, over there, subscribe, click the bell. Let me.
Chris hates Facebook.
Let me go ahead. I mean, you can watch on your television. You can watch it. It's more video friendly.
Desi was an awesome athlete.
There you go. You got your answer.
Woo! Makes sense now. All makes sense now.
All right, go to Facebook. I'm going to give everybody the link on YouTube and our Facebook comments there. And if you want to go check it out on YouTube, there is only a 3-second delay on YouTube. So which is really no big deal on most of the stuff that we do, but if it's more in quicker. So, but you can watch on your TV.
Why do my comments keep disappearing after a few seconds?
Well, that's Facebook. I don't know. They stay there on YouTube. I know that for sure.
Oh boy!
Another good reason to go over and subscribe.
Oh, you know what? I'm a little thick-headed. I just figured out why you like YouTube better than.
Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you off the air. I think I know now.
I mean, if you're thinking I'm getting paid to do that, it's like very. I mean, pennies. So
how much do you get on Facebook?
I probably could make more on Facebook than I could YouTube if I.
Well, what are we waiting for? I mean, I own 56% of this thing. I mean, what? No.
I just think me personally, I like YouTube. So
it is a better. Oh, there we go. Oh boy, there you go. See, this is why Josh
that goes straight to Phil.
That's the most outstanding pastor in all of the world. Wants to send me a star. Oh, I caught it.
Now you can go to Facebook and send us stars. I mean, 100 stars equals $1. If someone wants to give stars, I mean, you could.
I'd have to get a Hondo stars to get $1.
Yes, a star is a penny, I think.
Josh, you're gonna need to send more than a star.
And it goes into the news page account.
Oh,
checks in the mail.
Yeah.
Checks in the
Still waiting
checks
to clear
in the
that
mail.
first check. Jeez. I had a guy ask me the other day. He goes, "Well, I mean, I saw you're driving that King Ranch." He goes, "I didn't know people in broadcasting can make that kind of money." I said, "It's my wife's car. She's making that education money."
Yeah. Josh, 4.5 stars.
4.5. Okay, I can get a piece of bubble
But
gum.
for Star Search, he went over 4 stars. It was the max you can get on Star Search.
That makes me the champion.
You ever watch Star Search?
Oh yeah, when I was growing up, I did.
Brittany
Ed
Spears
McMahon?
get 2.5 stars.
Is that what she got?
I just made it up, but yeah.
She got freed.
She's free, yeah.
She's free, and the second she gets free,
Her money's gonna be gone.
she starts posting things she shouldn't post. The second she gets freed.
What do you mean? Like
Well, I mean stuff that.
TMZ?
Yeah, we
type
probably shouldn't
stuff.
talk about. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen them.
Miss Buffington's on the broadcast.
5:55. We're starting right around the 6 o'clock, and we got two guests tonight. Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman at 6:13, and Jeff Murray.
Told you I'd do better. And next thing I know, now I get like 3 seconds to give my opinion.
From 6 to 6:10, we'll have a segment.
Oh.
Cameron, we get to hear all about Cameron in the second segment.
Yeah.
Jeff Murray, segment 3. You'll get another chance at 6:48.
So, okay. Well, I got time to go in and take a nap.
Yeah, well, you got all your great questions. You got to get ready to go for Cameron and Jeff.
I've been working on them.
I know you have.
Last week.
I know you have.
I'm going to give Cameron a hard time about something, but I can't now. I've met Jeff before. I know Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jeff. Good guy. He's got a daughter that's a heck of a volleyball player.
That's correct.
I believe.
Yep. Senior.
Yep.
Senior.
That's always fun. I wish Guthrie had volleyball. That's a fun sport
to
watch.
They're trying.
Yeah.
The numbers are hard.
Yeah. No, I understand there's reasons why we don't, but it's not because we don't want to. It's just, it's a fun sport to watch.
Let's see how the Lady Jays are doing real quick. Philip. Lady Jays now lead at 4-0 over Lot Nike.
Come on, girls.
That game in the bottom of inning number 2.
Got some youngsters on there that are just showing off.
Yeah, 4 freshmen start.
Yeah.
Got a sophomore, a couple of seniors. It's a good mix.
And and I'm sorry, I just went blank. Hit 14 and 15.
Gallo.
Is that Ben's daughter?
Yeah, it is.
Woo.
It is.
She can flat out play.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Fun stuff.
Going on a minute early.
Sounds
good. Ooh, Phil, you got 11 minutes to talk about now.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about what are we going to talk about? Booker Blakely, the GOAT?
What's that mean, Phil?
I have no idea. Parker Burnett posted it. You obviously know. You're trying to embarrass me, so what does that mean?
He's the head softball coach for the Guthrie Lady Jays.
Oh, I've never met the man. I don't know.
You got a good group of girls this year.
They're really good.
They are 2 wins away from qualifying for the state tournament. I think they'll get there. And the number 1 team in the state in 5A is Piedmont, and Guthrie played them twice this year. Got beat both times, but 4-3 games in both of them. So
I mean, truly the future looks bright for the Lady Jays. A lot of good things going on. Guthrie Blue Jays, of course, I know we'll talk about them a little bit tonight. And lost a tight one, a great ball game, though. Wow, what a great ball game. But they're having a great year and doing good things. Got better last week.
Yeah, they did.
Got better last week.
They did.
So it's fun right now. How are our runners doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Good.
With Piedmont, Piedmont's
it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, they're doing good.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm going to turn this on. Stand by. I'm going to see if I can talk to her while I'm muted. Hey, Cheyenne, can you hear me? Good. How are you? Okay.
Oklahoma, huddle up. It's time to go inside the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. The High School Huddle will take you where you want to go with coaches, players, your phone calls, texts, and tweets. Join the huddle and let's talk high school sports.
It is the High School Huddle here on a Wednesday night. So glad to have you with us as we talk high school football. It is week 6 of the high school football season. We are halfway through the regular season. And so much to get to here in a little bit. Cheyenne, first off, thank you back to Cheyenne in our Stillwater studios. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you, taking you up to the top of the hour. We have a great show in store for you. We got two guests tonight. I can't wait to talk with them. Our first guest around 6:13 tonight will be Cameron Jordan, the prep writer for the Oklahoma. Does a great job over there.
Too.
Great guy as well. He ran in the half marathon this weekend. We'll talk about that.
A heck of a time, too.
Yeah.
I noticed that he was on pace for like a 4:20 full marathon.
Yes.
So really good.
Absolutely. So
He said he's a sprinter, but he's learned how to be a distance runner.
he's building those excuses, but he did a good job. So now
Did a great job.
Doesn't need that.
Yeah.
And then a little bit later on, around 6:33 or so, we'll talk with Jeff Murray of the Oklahoma Metro Officials Association, talk about some issue, not issues, but a shortage of officials and how they can maybe get you to go out there and officiate. Not you, Phil.
I would be a good official.
You would?
Yeah, for like a quarter.
So we'll talk about that and all the other things in the world of officiating, get a perspective there. Remember, they are the third team on the field, so
No doubt.
they always do a good job. And so we're going to talk with Jeff Murray coming up at 6:30. Of course, Phil, the High School Huddle, our proud sponsor, title sponsor here tonight, again, is Generations Church, located 2524 West Noble Avenue. Lead pastor is Josh Seabolt out there. Their website, generationsguthrie.com. Our video audience getting to see that there. You can find them on Facebook. A lot of great information there as well as Generations Guthrie. At Generations, your kids are their top priority, and they'll love you just as much as you will. So we invite you out to go see our good friends over at Generations Church. Great sponsors helping with the community outreach and all that good stuff.
Yeah, let's do a lot of good things throughout the community. A lot of great folks are members out there, and encourage everybody to go out and visit and say hello.
Absolutely. There's a lot to get to, Phil. Let's talk about some of the things coming up here. Of course, we talked a lot about high school football, but a reminder, baseball, the A and B state tournament starts this week over at Palmer Field in Oklahoma City, Edmond Santa Fe, and then the two winners of the two finalists on A and B will go to Bricktown Ballpark for the A and B state championship games. We'll have those broadcast on NFHS Network. Production crew will have to late Friday night, early Saturday for that deal. But softball state tournament Class B to 3A is this week. Regional action for 4A, 5A, 6A are going on right now. Their state tournament is next week. Volleyball, the 3A, 4A state tournament is next week on the 15th and 16th. And then the 6A and 5A state tournament will be the 18th and 19th. Cross country, they're in their final meet. Yep. Their state tournament is always at Edmond Santa Fe. And, of course, band is going through all their competitions. So it is a busy time of the year.
Yeah, busy time of the year for all the kids, all the different activities. And I want to give a shout-out to Rob Blackburn. The Blue Jays finished, I believe, 4th at a big band competition over in Bixby. I think.
Lee Snyder Stadium.
This past weekend. So congratulations to our Guthrie band for those listening tonight. And we appreciate all the hard work they put in. They put in a lot of work.
They do.
A lot of work.
A lot of bands out there definitely do that. Some news off the field, Phil, and it was a scary situation last week. Cushing went over to play Class in SA and really took it to him. But on the way back, a bus accident. 20 students were able to walk away. It happened around 11 o'clock last Thursday night. One student was life-flighted to OU Health as a precaution, but expect to make a full recovery. And students were back on the class on Friday, but several were getting checked out for minor injuries. So a very situation. It's crazy to think how many school buses are going on a Thursday night and a Friday night. And, it's just scary how those happen. And bus accidents are on the rise a little bit nationwide as well.
Well, and I think, I think of all the jobs I would not want to do, driving a bus load full of people's most precious thing, their children, would be way up there on my list. I mean, we joked about it, but when we were driving down to Duncan a few weeks ago, I mean, we were
about got swiped off.
I mean, we were real close to being in a bad accident ourselves, and things just happen so quick. You're just laughing and having a good time and talking about what you're going to do that night, and in a split second, everything can change. Thank God, all the babies are okay, the driver's okay.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a story they will tell at their 20th class reunion. Remember that time, but and they'll all be there to talk about it, hopefully. So it turned out great. Obviously as good as it could, a situation like that, but scary stuff, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it happened on Highway 18 near Chandler, and I was reading some of the quotes that the superintendent of Cushing gave, how scary that phone call was, and the thoughts of driving up there. So, but good news overall. It sounds like everyone's going to make a full recovery.
Yeah.
All those minor. Other things, Phil. 6A, 5A state basketball tournament for the 22, 23, and 24 season is still unknown where they will host that. It's been at the Mabee Center for several years, but the Mabee Center, Oklahoma State University, and UCO have all put in bids to host the larger school 6A, 5A state tournament. That decision will be made in November, but OU's hosted it a few times in 07 and 09. OSU has had it as well. But interesting to see if the Mabee Center is kind of like the, you always talk about the big house, the small schools. That's
right.
usually there, but good to see Oklahoma State University is interested in that again. And,
yeah, that is.
And UCO's been hosting football state championships, and they're like, it works really good at football. Let's bring in basketball. So they're, UCO's getting more involved, trying to.
Well, we can speak firsthand to the quality at UCO for the football state championships, and I'm sure the basketball would be equally as good. But they roll out the red carpet for everybody when the state championship games are going on at UCO. It's been fabulous having it there, and I hope it's there for a long time to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Next year, Phil, season opener. How about this blockbuster? Reported. I haven't seen a signed contract. No. Bixby will take on Owasso to begin the high school football season next year.
I'll go ahead and say
6A1 versus 6A1.
I'll go ahead and say now Bixby wins that game 21-14.
Well, Presley will be on the sideline or in the stands.
No. There's a third Presley.
There is a third Presley.
And Cameron told me he's the best athlete of all three.
That's scary. That's scary.
We'll talk about Cameron. We'll talk to Cameron about that when he joins us here in a few minutes. But he did. Last Friday we were talking, and I didn't know there was a third Presley. And I go, what are they going to do without Presley? Oh, there's another one. I said, there's another one? He goes, oh, yeah, best athlete out of all three. And I went, oh, boy. So who knows, right? So we might have 4 more years of excitement watching one of the Presley boys turn up.
I wonder how good he is in 8th grade football.
I'm pretty sure he's probably pretty good. That's a running joke between us is there's been a lot of junior high All-Americans that grow a lot, and they're huge, and they're faster than everybody else, they're bigger than everybody else. And then high school has a way of leveling the playing field.
Right.
The Presley boys were never the big kid. They were probably always the fast kids.
Right.
And then they just kept getting better through high school. So however good he is, I would expect if he follows his brother's footsteps, it's going to be exciting the next 4 years.
So that would be fun next year. Bixby and Owasso, season opener. Other notes off the field, Tulsa Union, their students are now voting on what their new mascot would be.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so again, the students will decide if it's the Tulsa Union Bison or the Tulsa Union Redhawks.
They're going to go with Redhawks.
And that decision will be announced later this month.
What do you think? Redhawks?
I
something tells me they'll go. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think so.
Either one will be fine.
The Redskins now, and that's gone away. So Red Hawks. So maybe it's very close. Yeah. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, whether it's Red Hawks or Bison, it's still Union. I mean, you call them. They're going to be called referenced as Union.
Yeah, they got a $34 million. $35 million.
You cheat them $1 million.
$35 million paint refresh over there on the stadium. So
they got a full kitchen.
You say that every day. I always talk about the paint refresh, and you always go straight to the kitchen. That really left a mark on you.
I'm kind of ready to broadcast some games inside Tulsa Union.
Some hot pockets going in the oven.
Absolutely. All right. A few more minutes left in this segment before we get to our guest, Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman. Carson May, Jones quarterback. We saw him a year ago. Iowa commit. Iowa top 5 football.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hawkeyes. Good defense. But Carson May at Jones, the Longhorns, Guthrie fans got to see Carson May up close. Unfortunately, Chandler fans got to see Carson May up close last week as Carson was 21 of 31 for 224 yards, 4 touchdowns as well.
You can actually hear the ball come out of his hand.
It looks different.
Yeah, it looks different. He looks different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason he's going to a Big Ten school, and he's just a different cat.
He has that Iowa look.
Oh, he really does.
Yeah, it couldn't fit really, perfectly.
In Iowa, maybe even he would fit in Nebraska, although.
Yeah, right.
I mean, those kind of
Wisconsin.
I mean,
he's a Big Ten.
He's a Big Ten. Michigan. He just fits there. So, wish him the best of luck. And was a classy kid when we got to watch him last year up close and personal, a little too up close and personal at the end of the game because he put it on us a little bit. But he is you could tell he's a very, very, very fine young man. Just the way he conducted himself during the game and after the game.
One final note before we get out here and get ready for Cameron. I should have mentioned this earlier when we were talking about Bixby, who put 81 points on the board. We'll talk about it later. Bixby has not trailed in 58 consecutive quarters.
That's pretty good.
Jinx had a little bit of a lead on him a couple of years ago.
Got excited. Yeah. Before they shut the door on him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that is segment number 1. We're going to take a brief time out here, come back with Cameron Jordan, the Oklahoman. He does such a great job of covering high school sports. Pick his brain on up to the season, what we might see the rest of the way. All coming up after this opening timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by good friends at Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Segment 2 of the High School Huddle here on Wednesday night, taking it up to the top of the hour, getting set for our Week 6 of the high school football season. Halfway done, Phil.
That's crazy.
Halfway done with the regular season.
That's nuts.
Absolutely.
That was quick.
It does go by quick. It seemed like we were just getting ready for Week 0 and all that good stuff. But, hey, speaking of high school football, probably none better out there covering high school football is Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman, and we have him hot on the line. Cameron, thank you for joining us here on the High School Huddle.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me on. It is kind of hard to believe. I was thinking the same thing earlier this week about the midway point of the season. It's hard to believe we're more beyond that and kind of getting into the stretch run here.
Before we get into the X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's of football, you ran in the Memorial Marathon. You ran the half marathon. Tell us how that experience was.
It was a blast. Just from the starting line, being around the Memorial, walking through it beforehand, and seeing the signs of the names of the 168, and it was just incredible. It was a very one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had in my life. Growing up here in Oklahoma, I've been to the memorial before. I know the importance behind it, the importance of remembering and everything. But it was truly an incredible experience and something that I've already signed up to do again next year. And just going to try to get a better time next year and enjoy it even more and just continue trying to give back to the memorial and the museum and everything.
Cam, that's first class, what you just said. I appreciate that very much. I know everybody listening and viewing does as well. But talk a little bit about just the process to get ready for that. I'm in training. I
wait for it.
I walked to my car twice today. Walked to the refrigerator 14 times. And I walked to Chris's house from my car. So I'm in training also.
Now, Cameron, I'm going to brag on you real quick, Cameron.
Yeah.
Not only is he a pretty good little runner,
yeah,
his golf game is
Cam's a stick.
Yeah, he's a top shelf.
Cam, I wish I played an annual golf tournament. Next year, you'll have to come participate in the a little golf tournament, Oak Tree National, with me. You're my guest. I'm inviting you officially right now. It's already taken care of. You just got to show up and bring your A game.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I got to play Oak Tree National for the first time this summer, and I shot even par on the back nine. So I have a little bit of good luck on that course. So
okay, well, no, you definitely are on the team next year.
I'm not saying I can do that again, but I'll do my best.
How much fun is that course, though? Isn't that just – I know the first time I played it, I found half the time I was out there, I was just staring, saying two things. Number one, this course is way too good for me to be on, and then number two, just how beautiful it is.
It's breathtaking every single hole.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to watch the senior tournament when it was there in 2014, the U.S. Senior Open, and I remember a lot of the holes from back then. When you're actually standing on a tee box getting ready to play them, it's so visually intimidating, but it's beautiful too. I'm a big fan of golf text architecture or golf course architecture and everything that goes into it. But yeah, it's a beautiful layout, a beautiful course, but it's definitely visually intimidating.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Speaking with Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman, and Cameron, you got a front row seat last week's game between Guthrie and Carl Albert, a 22-19 four-quarter great game. At times you saw great defense. At times you saw great offense. At times you saw spectacular plays, and there really never was a dull moment in that four-quarter ball game.
Man, I know us three talked about it when the game was over, but that was just a tremendous high school football game.
Yep.
Especially that fourth quarter was so fun. Both teams made huge momentum plays. I mean, from Carl Albert scoring on the hook and lateral play, Guthrie getting the 3-and-out right after throwing an interception, Guthrie driving down the field, the crazy third down pass that looked like a duck in the air that somehow was caught right there on the sideline, scoring, and then kudos to Carl Albert. I know, Phil, you said, I think at some point halfway through the third quarter, you made a comment. You said, whoever gets the ball last is going to win this game. And that's exactly what happened. Carl Albert and Guthrie played a tremendous game. It's one of those ones when I'm definitely thankful that I don't have a dog in the fight, because I just want to be able to enjoy football games like that. And that was such a fun one. That's the best game that I've seen this year. And one of the best ones that I've got to be a part of in my time doing this.
Cam, I made the comment, I think you were still there. Also, I just hated the fact that somebody had to lose this game, because you had everything Chris pointed out a few moments ago. Great play of both sides. You had the great plays offensively, the great plays defensively. You had the trick plays executed to perfection by Carl Albert, which was – that hook and ladder is as good of a hook and ladder I've ever seen. But also you had the coaching staffs making adjustments on both sides, doing it. Both crowds were going crazy for the respective teams, and it was all done classy. That's the thing I've really learned to. Carl Albert's one of my favorite games for a lot of reasons, but it's because the main reason is, there's those teams that you lose to and it stings for a long time for whatever reason, and then there's those teams you lose to and it stings, but it's over quicker because they're classy opponents, right? And I think that's what this rivalry between Carl Albert and Guthrie has always been, at least in the last 20 years. It's been just a first-class ball game every time. Regardless of the score, it's always done with class.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is one of the not only the city's, but the state's best rivalry games. I mean, both these teams have tremendous amounts of respect for each other. I mean, just this decade, look at how many combined titles they have. I mean, those two teams themselves have dominated Class 5A. especially if you just look even in the last decade. I mean, they have tremendous respect for each other. It's a game that I would argue that both teams maybe get up more for than even Carl Albert does for either of its mid-Dell rivalry.
Yeah.
It's one of those that is always usually provides a good ball game. I know Carl Albert's been on the winning end here soon, but like you said, I think there's a lot of positives Guthrie can take out of this game. I mean, they prove that they can play with a team that's won 5 straight championships. We know how good this Guthrie team is. Obviously, big game, homecoming this week against Woodward, but there's still a possibility to be able to host a first-round playoff game, and there's still even a possibility because of how difficult this district is that Guthrie could win it. So these next 5 games are still really vitally important. But Friday's game, even though it was a loss, is going to really be able to help them down the road. I
was talking to a parent today and asked me what I thought. It has a child that plays on the team, and I said, I think Guthrie got better. I said, I don't believe that you ever learn a whole lot from losing, but in this case, I think our kids really did because for all the reasons you said, but also, losing sometimes can make you a little more humble. Not that our kids were getting big-headed or anything, but it can keep things in perspective. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. But yeah, and Guthrie's my number 6 team. I had them 4 in 5A. They're 6 this week for me. I think there's about 8 clubs in 5A that are right there together, and it'll be fun to see how it all washes out.
Yeah, Guthrie, Carl will have to rebound quickly as they got McGinnis this week, and we'll talk about that matchup. But we'll probably talk about McGinnis with Cameron here in a second with Mr. Michael Taffy. But, Cameron, I want to jump into 6A2 football real quick. And a team I keep getting more intrigued. I like watching 6A2 football. Yep. I'm getting more and more intrigued with the Dell City Eagles.
Yeah, and there's good reason to be intrigued with them. We did our midseason kind of report card, midseason awards this week, and the team we did who's been the state's most surprising team, and to me it's a no-brainer. It's Dell City. I knew that Dell City was going to be good. They have star recruits on all throughout that roster, and it starts up on the defensive line with their sophomore David Stone, sophomore, 15 years old, but he's 6'6", 290 up front. I mean, just an absolute. I mean, it's laughable when you say that. You don't think of a 15-year-old kid who's that big, but he's been one of the state's best defensive linemen this year, and is a big reason why that defense has been so strong. But it's the offense that Dell City has really excelled at. Big upset win against Stillwater last week. Stillwater had won 21 straight district games and loses to Dell City 30-7. It really wasn't close. It was just a complete dominating performance from Dell City. But the running game is why they do it. Their quarterback, Virgil Yates, has been outstanding. Doesn't throw the ball a lot, but when he does, he always makes great passes. Ethan Lawrence is their main running back. He always makes smart decisions with the ball. He's electric with his speed. If he can get to the edge, he's probably going to beat you. And then Jason Smith is kind of like a fullback / tight end hybrid, but he gets a bunch of carries every game too. And he's a big guy that not a lot of people, even in 6A2, are able to tackle easy. So when you kind of have that 3-headed monster like Dell City, and it's been clicking. I mean, even in their one loss this year, they ran for 360 yards against Booker T. Washington. So, I mean, they're just dominating on the ground. Really big game against Midwest City on Friday, and it's one that if Dell City wins, they're in the driver's seat to really possibly go 9-1 and win the district and head into the playoffs with a bunch of momentum.
Yeah, and I think Dell's, for all the reasons you just said, they're so athletic. I think they're fleshing out to be one of those clubs that could push what I think we all would agree is the best team in 6A2 in Bixby. Of course, Choctaw's got something to say about all that. We'll find out more about that this week when those two hook up. But boy, Dell City is so athletic, like you said, and just a lot of things going in the right direction for the Dell City right now.
Cameron, I want to jump up to real quick in Class 4A football. Can anybody score on Tuttle this year when it matters?
Well, I'll go ahead and eat crow right here. I picked Cushing to win that game in Week 4. Cushing was my state title pick. Cushing has one of the best offenses in the state and scored 7 points against Tuttle. I don't know. I think that was a pretty big statement by Tuttle to go on the road and win that game early in district play, and I'm sure Cushing is going to be around at the end of the year. I still think that they're one of the top teams in 4A, but Tuttle's defense is legit. Brad Ballard has done an excellent job at Tuttle for many years now. Obviously has won a state championship there, but this team is right up there with that state championship team. I don't know who's going to be able to score on them. Obviously, Hara comes in there at 4-1 this week with a lot of momentum, but I think that Tuttle has a pretty, I don't want to say easy schedule the rest of the way, but Tuttle should be able to win every game the rest of the way and head into the playoffs undefeated.
Well, Cam, I had Cushing winning that game as well, so I got that wrong also. But I think there's probably quite a few people that did. But Tuttle, like you said, their defense is just so dominant. I mean, they're just absolutely dominant. They'd be shutting out a lot of 5A schools, no doubt about it.
Hey, Cameron, got a question on individual play now. Some of the individual players. Gentry Williams will be announcing October 18th. Do you have a feel either way? He's the standout for Booker T. Washington. Have you heard anything where he might be leaning toward?
I have not heard anything. This is actually something that I got this question a little bit earlier today from somebody as well. I've done a little bit of research into it, and I know a couple of recruiting experts actually think that he's leaning towards OU, which would be a huge win for the Sooners. Because he kind of is projecting out to be a defensive back. And, when you think back to Dax Hill and Josh Proctor, those are a couple of the last defensive backs from the Tulsa area, those 5-star guys who've gotten out of state. So if OU is able to win this recruiting battle, obviously he's choosing between Southern California, Missouri, and Florida, along with OU. If OU is able to come out on top, and I know that Gentry is really high on OU, that'll be a big win for them. I haven't talked with him since this summer, or I guess since week 0. I got to talk with him after a football game down when they beat Southmore. But I know that he's pretty high on OU. Obviously, he's high on all 4 of those schools if he's considering them. But I know that a couple of the national recruiting guys and a couple of the local recruiting guys think that OU has a really good shot at landing him.
It'll be interesting to watch again that announcement on October 18th. Speaking with Cameron Jordan, of the Oklahoma, does a great job of covering high school sports. And if all the lead, I call you the lead sports, right? I don't know if that's the right term, but in my mind, you're the lead prep writer for the Oklahoman. And Cameron does such a good job. And we've had people like Ryan Aber and Scott have moved up. And I can't tell you, Cameron fits right in that spot. The good things are happening for Cameron here in a little bit. Continue on with some individual players here. Who's kind of stood out to you this year in the city area when it comes to individual play so far midway through the season?
You mentioned his name earlier. He's in that 5A2 district. It's Michael Taffy at McGinnis. I know you guys will be seeing him soon. He's up to 18 touchdowns and almost 1,000 yards through 5 games. Just outstanding numbers he's been putting up. He's been such a big key to their offense. And a big reason why he spent a lot of time in the weight room this summer. He already was for last year being a sophomore, he was already, he looked the part, but this year, he looks like a legit Division I caliber prospect. But at running back, he's been outstanding for McGinnis. Also has about 200 receiving yards and actually has completed 2 passes for 111 yards too. So he's just been off to an outstanding start. And he's a big key to McGinnis's system. We've seen that in years past. From Dominic Richardson last year, Luke Tarman. McGinnis always seems to have that one guy that is such a big key to their offensive flow. And this year, it's Michael Taffy. They go as he goes. When he's playing well, McGinnis is playing well. And he's just been outstanding this year. And it's going to be a really big key to them on Friday playing Carl Albert to have a chance to win that game.
Yeah, as far as what I hear, as good as he is on the field, he's just a great young man off the field as well. So that's a great deal for Bishop McGinnis. Okay, I guess I better ask 6A1 question. Is there anybody on the west side that can go with the Big Four on the east side? And if there's that one team, who is it? Is it Evans Santa Fe again this year?
There's 2 teams. There's really 2 games that I'm interested to see that I think will really be able to tell whether a West Side team can do it again. It's Evans Santa Fe against Jinx, which comes up, I believe, next week. And then this week, Mustang at Tulsa Union. Mustang beat Tulsa Union a couple years ago. Over the last 2 years, there's only 2 West Side teams who have at least a 500 record or an above 500 record against the East Side, and that's Mustang and Evans Santa Fe. Mustang has a winning record or a 500 record against an opponent. Mustang obviously is 1-1 against Union. Santa Fe overall is actually 4-3 against the East since the start of the 2019 season. So I'm intrigued to see how Mustang performs. Their defense has not been up to standards, I'm sure, is what their coaching staff wants. But offensively, they've been scoring loads of points, and I think that benefits them this week. Tulsa Union has a team that doesn't really play well offensively. Won a couple weeks ago, 10-7 in overtime against an Owasso team. But defensively, Union is one of the best in the state. So if Mustang's able to find a way to keep corralling the Union offense and can score a couple times, I can see them possibly winning that game again. And then Santa Fe against Jinx, rematch of the state title game coming up here. Like I said, I believe that game is next week. Santa Fe lost those 2 games early, has won every one since. It's a very similar start to their last season. we're going to find out how good they are defensively, because they struggled in those first 2 games on defense. Offensively, it's the exact same team. They have Talon and Tabrey Shetron, the brothers who are committed to Oklahoma State, who do a lot of the work offensively. Actually have a freshman running back who rushed for 190 yards and 5 touchdowns last week. So seeing how well they perform against the Jinx team, which looks the part, looks like a defending state champ and even better. And that's with a freshman starting at quarterback. So we'll really find out these next 2 weeks whether, like I said, I think Mustang and I think Santa Fe are the 2 teams that have a possibility, but we'll know a lot more after these 2 kind of big games coming up.
Cameron, you talked briefly about the freshman over at Jinx, the quarterback. I saw this week on Twitter he got his first D1 offer from San Jose State, I believe, but they're getting out there early trying to get their shot in. But I don't think that'll stand up the test of time. But you know, he doesn't look like a freshman. He's 6'1", or like 185, and when you look at him, I mean, he looks like a grown man, and he's a freshman, and he's putting up, you know, multi-touchdown games as a freshman, playing in the biggest ball that we've got in the state of Oklahoma. It's very impressive.
I mean, kudos to Coach Keith Riggs. His name is Shaker Reesig. He actually didn't start in game 1. Game 2, Backyard Bowl, excuse me, his first start was in the Backyard Bowl. Didn't start the first couple games, but played a little bit. Gets his first start in the Backyard Bowl against Union and just performs outstanding. Actually threw an interception on the first play of the game, but outside of that, he was pretty much perfect. For a freshman in that game, to do that on that stage is just outstanding. And like you said, has that 1 D1 offer, that list is only going to go up, because if you're playing quarterback at Jinx as a freshman and you're already getting Division I offers with that size, I mean, it's only how much he can grow. I mean, it's seemingly the sky's the limit with how young he is. So I'm really intrigued to see kind of how his progression and everything grows these next few years. But really seems like a great choice from the coaching staff there. I'm sure it's not easy at a place like Jinx to throw a freshman out there, but it's proven him well so far.
He's got a great first name, and they'll take you a long way too with Shaker. Okay, Cameron, final question. Got to talk Class A football real quick. Cash and Wildcats won more games than anybody ever last year. Can they repeat this year? Class A looks tough on the top 4 or 5 teams in that class.
Yeah, you know, I think they can, and it goes to their offense. Defensively, not as stout this year. Lost a couple of really important pieces with Caden Harrell and Brexton Green, who obviously contributed on offense as well, but those 2 defensively were outstanding. Cashin isn't quite as stout as they were on defense this year, but offensively, they're arguably better than they were last year, which is hard to believe. Ben Harmon, their senior quarterback, 28 touchdowns, 2,100 passing yards through his first 6 games. Landon Lagasse, their senior wide receiver, has 20 touchdown catches through 6 games. Nick Nabavi at running back has been really, really good. They can score with anybody. And with the way the playoff bracket's lining up, I know Pawhuska's still really good. Hooker's a team that's played really well. Gore is still in that conversation as well. But Cashin and Ringling have kind of separated themselves as so far being those 2 teams. So possibly a rematch of the 2019 state championship on deck, which I'm sure would be one Cashin fans and everybody on that team would love to have a shot again to go win that game since they fell a couple years ago. But, yeah, Cashin is definitely a title contender.
He is Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman. I invite you to get a newspaper or go to newsok.com and look at the article. It just came out today. Oklahoma High School Football Mid-Season Awards. Who are the state MVPs? Not only Cameron's in there, but Nick and Jonathan's. All their preseason awards are on there as well, so go be sure to go check that out. Cameron, appreciate it. Please rest after the marathon. Get ready because high school football is back up tomorrow.
Yep, I'll be at Norman North tomorrow. We'll go find out how good the 5-0 more Lions really are. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks, Cam.
Cameron Jordan of the Oklahoman, just a great young man,
guy,
and he'll have a great future.
My standing A golfer from now on.
Yeah. I was about to say that doesn't take me off the.
No, you're still on there.
I'm still on there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. We're going to take a time out here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. When we come back, we'll talk with a sport official, a friend of mine, Jeff Murray, and we're going to talk about the shortage of officials and what they go through on a Friday night. So kind of get a perspective of the officials and how their Friday nights look and all that good stuff. We're back after this. This is the High School Huddle.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baking.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
High School Huddle continues here on Hot 93.7 FM. Oklahoma State Cowboys off this week. They're going to be watching that OU Texas game because they will be playing the Longhorns when they get back on the field. So,
how about the Cowboy defense?
Wow.
I mean, they're legit, Chris.
They are. The rankings, they're proving it with the rankings as well. Title sponsor for the High School Huddle, our good friends at Generations Church. Visit them online at generationsguthrie.com. Check them out on Facebook as well as Generations Guthrie. Just go in there and search it. Everyone is welcome there. They love kids. They're their top priority. It's a great place to look for answers. And if it's not the perfect one for you, no judgment. Move on, and that's how cool our good friends at Generations Church are. And speaking of cool, bring in my good friend, great sports official, Jeff Murray. Jeff, good to hear from you, my friend.
Hey, Chris. Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Jeff Murray, Oklahoma City Metro Officials Association. I mean, he does state championship football games. He does basketball, state championship baseball games in the fall and spring. He's been around for a while, so he knows what he's talking about.
And most importantly, Jeff's never thrown me out of a game. It's been close a couple times, Jeff. It's been close.
I try to keep the good people in the game. So you know how it goes.
Jeff, how long have you been doing this?
This is my 31st year of football.
Wow.
I had probably 35 years of baseball. I missed a couple of years and I got sick. But, so this is 31st year of high school football for me. It never gets old.
Hey, Jeff, before we dive into what we want to talk to you about, I am curious. I love volleyball, and I know you have a daughter that's an outstanding volleyball player. Okay, I'm not a dork because I don't have a daughter. I have no dog in the fight on volleyball. It's one of the most entertaining sports you can watch for a fan. I think it's outstanding. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's like volleyball is one of the highest growing sports for girls in high school athletics.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And of course the club ball and the teams that travel, and we've been all over the country playing. But the Huskies, hopefully they can get everybody healthy and make a deep run into the playoffs again. But the excitement that volleyball brings, when you get two good teams playing, it is really fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. I get to see some of the state championship games for the last couple of years, and those girls, how there's not 3 or 4 broken noses. I have no idea. They hit the ball so hard, so athletic. It's so athletic, so fun to watch.
The one girl is probably going to be the player of the year, Bella Wakely, Victory Christian. She gave her girl a concussion this summer in the club ball.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that.
Get her head on the floor. No, I mean, the word Spalding written across your forehead, Wilson written across your forehead.
I'm serious. If you have not gone out and watched a big time volleyball match, they hit. It's amazing how hard they hit that ball. But
fun.
I encourage anybody to come out to our regional next Tuesday at Deer Creek, or any Memorial, the 3 local schools here in Evans, they're all hosting.
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be awesome because the state championships are coming up. I know the smaller schools are. Oh, there it is. The 15th and 16th, the state championship there, and then the 6A and 5A state championships up in the Tulsa area, Catoosa and Verdigris.
18th and 19th.
October 18th and 19th. Well, there's always those 2 teams on the football field, but really there are 3 teams out there. And Jeff, just talk about how the football teams get excited for Friday nights, but I'm pretty certain the officials get just excited to go out and perform on Thursday and Friday nights.
Hey, there are 3 teams, and every team we all want to perform well, do our best. And it's the speed of the athletes now. It's really hard to keep up with 5 officials. But you got 22 players and 5 officials, and hopefully we catch everything we're supposed to. But the level of excitement, we want to give our best effort every Friday night we go out and give the kids our best opportunity to have a great evening of football.
And you're not. No one's out there perfect, no matter what. So fans don't realize, if there's a call that they feel like they've missed, they get upset. But I got to tell you, I've been around a lot of sports officials. If they feel like they missed it, they're more upset than a coach, a player, or a fan.
Yeah, if I feel like we've got a questionable call, I can't dial 1-800-New York and go to replay.
Right.
I'm going to give that coach an extra 30 seconds to chew on me, so it looks like his parents are giving me the earful. So, I'll take a little bit. I'll take a little bit more guff if I think there's even a remote chance that he might have really screwed something up. And judgment's one thing, but we don't want to misapply a rule or do something really silly like that. That's the worst feeling in the world.
How is technology involved for officials on the high school level throughout the years?
Back 1983 and 84, we had 8mm film. So now we get huddle video. I'll have my game from the previous night, Saturday morning when I get up most times. And we can go through it and pick out the plays we need to fix and do a video review with all my crew members. I'll send it to them Sunday night or Monday and say, hey, here are the 4 or 5 plays that we need to, look at how we cover things and how we adjust, and mechanic-wise, how we can cover the play as best we can.
Jeff, tell me this. I mean, obviously, the story's been out a lot, and of course, Chris and I were talking about this last Friday, that, we've all kind of seen this coming a little bit. I'm talking about the shortage of officials in Oklahoma. What do you contribute that to? I mean, is there any one thing?
It's not just Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's a nationwide trend.
Yeah.
Number one, I think the kids, I don't know, it's a variety of subjects, but the lack of officials, number one, we got to do a better job recruiting new guys to get into it. And we got to have the coach of the HUD directors, hey, this next group of seniors, come out and give us a shot for 2 or 3 years. A lot of these guys think that their second year they can go out and work the Jinx Union, the Moore Westmore, and the Eblam games and be ready to go, but that's just not quite the case. And some of the guys, we've really got a good crop for the last 2 or 3 years. But, I'm 55 years old, and I've been doing 31 years. I started when I was 23. But we've got to find guys to sustain it. I don't know how much longer 5 years, 10 years, I don't know how much longer I'll work, but as long as I enjoy it and I feel like I can do an effective job and really communicate with the kids. But I think number one, the pay is nobody's making a living off this stuff.
Right.
I mean, I get $95 or $100 for an average high school Friday night game, and then we try to cover as many in the junior high and sub-varsity games because that's where we train the young guys And that's where I think sometimes we have more of the problems in the sub-varsity games, where the young coaches are trying to make a name for themselves, as well as the parents are more vocal that scholarships aren't going to be offered at 12 or 13 years old. And some of the parents don't always realize that, and I think they're very vocal, and some of them are very critical. Some of the young officials aren't thick enough skinned yet to figure that out. I mean, when somebody yells at me, it's really not a personal issue. It's more they're yelling at the uniform, what it represents, thinking they're getting a bad call or whatever. But, no, we've got to find a better way to recruit new officials, and I'm not sure what the answer is.
Yeah, I think I got to remember, has a fan ever yelled at you and go, "Oh, you know what? You're right. Let me change my call." I don't think that's ever. I don't think it works that way. I've been waiting. That's the only reason why I had you on the show tonight, Jeff, was so I can say the fans don't change the officials' mind. I feel better.
I've tried.
I feel better. I feel better now.
Yeah, I've tried a couple times.
That's part of the gamesmanship. I mean, I
Right.
understand why coaches, do that kind of stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, what have you guys tried to get more guys out there? Is it?
They set up a deal at the state tournament for basketball in the State Fair Arena, a recruiting booth or a table, and trying to get more people involved. We've gone to athletic directors. I know the COAC, the Central Oklahoma Athletic Conference, getting all those ADs involved and trying to give us a name of 2 or 3 guys that coming out of high school that might want to stick with it if they're not playing college somewhere else. I mean, I was kind of fortunate in 1983 when my coach told me I run like a dry creek, that my officiating career might have to find and stay involved. So I got involved in refereeing. So.
I didn't. Are there dry creeks in Lindsay, Oklahoma?
Yeah, there are.
Okay. The Lindsay Leopards. Speaking with Jeff Murray.
Leopard for life.
Leopards, absolutely. Are you seeing a lot of high school officials move up to the college ranks and not coming back down, or how's the college ranks when you go to UCO or Southwestern? How officials
the
there?
MIAA.
Yeah.
Some guys in the smaller colleges, you can work a high school game on Friday and still go to your game on Saturday. But it's becoming more and more difficult when they make you travel in the big college games. Like if you have a game in Springfield, Missouri on a Saturday morning, you have to be there at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. That makes it difficult to get up and go. I mean, I spent 7 years working the Kansas JUCO, and many nights we get home at midnight, and I'll be back up on the road at 6 a.m. Saturday morning driving to Kansas.
Wow.
And you really got to love it to do that kind of stuff.
And in Stillwater High School.
Yeah, you see what you're going to see is the guys that excel and do really well, they're going to transfer out of here and start working a whole college football schedule and not work as much high school.
Well,
of course, you got the veteran guys like me. I mean, I just enjoy the game well enough, and the travel once you think your shot at working big time football is over, just come back and enjoy working in high school games and make it help somebody that way. You got to give back. I mean, 31 years, these young guys, I try to help them and educate them. And, none of us are perfect, but we all want to try the best and give it our best effort.
I was watching last week, Stillwater Dale City, a great game. And I'm like, why is this game on Thursday? Stillwater has one team, Dale City has one field. They both have nice stadiums. It was because the shortage of officials. They had to move the game to Thursday. In fact, Stillwater's next 2 home games, I think they have 2 home games left. They have to play all of them on Thursday because of the shortage of officials.
I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I know there are some nights, I think last Friday was one of them, we did not have a crew available out of the 30 Oklahoma City crews. We did not have a crew available to work. Every crew had a game somewhere across the state.
Okay, before I move on to the next thing, if you're an official out there listening or watching, how can they begin the process?
Well, you can go to the OSAA website, the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Association. Call their main number and talk to Sherry Riddell, and she will walk you through the process. Go to the website. The OKC Metro Officials has a website and a Facebook page. I'll give you my number off the air, and if someone calls you, they're welcome to call me or text me, and I'll be glad to help walk through the process. The initial startup, $35 for one sport, I think, or $45 for one sport, and then you got to get your uniforms. But if you work enough games, you can get that back pretty quick and start generating some cash.
Speaking with Jeff Murray.
I mean, that's the thing. We're not going to make a lot of money, but boy, it sure does pay for a lot of volleyball tournaments, a lot of golf green fees, and that kind of stuff. So, that's kind of what I'm doing.
And you get to hang out with your friends, your buddies on a game night.
Exactly. I mean, I've had the same 5 guys in my crew for the last 11 years.
That's awesome.
And I'll go to bat for those guys anywhere. So
that's awesome.
So, okay, sports officials for the ones who actually get to go out there and do big-time games like you do, how important is it to have a good professional working relationship with high school football coaches?
Oh, it's imperative. I mean, you gotta earn the coach's respect, and that comes from being professional, doing the things you're supposed to do a week in advance. Like Monday morning, I'll call the athletic director saying, "Hey, here's where we're supposed to be. If you have any questions, call or text me." And doing everything you can before the game starts to set a positive tone and really create a positive environment and avoid a lot of the negativity. You can't just show up 30 minutes before kickoff in your uniform wrinkle and expect to succeed. I mean, you've got to be prepared 2 hours in advance to get to the stadium, be relaxed, ready to perform, and answer any question the coaches might have.
Absolutely. And talk about officials. Of course, teams are fighting in the district to finish in the top 4 to host a district game or a playoff game, and then they work their way to the state championship. How does an official get a playoff assignment? What's the criteria?
The playoffs are assigned by the state office in Oklahoma City secondary schools, but there are a list of local association, OKC Metro, the greater GTOA in Tulsa, Ardmore, every local association. The coaches have a scratch list. They can scratch 5 crews they don't want to see ever, and they can list the 5 crews they want to see. And then we get a ratings based upon our previous years, number of games we worked, how well we did on the test, and that kind of thing. So we get a total number of points.
Jeff,
and all that plays into it.
I know you're working with your crew tonight, and we're interrupting your crew pregame tonight, and we appreciate you joining us, and we can talk another 30 minutes, but I know you got to get back to those guys. And best of luck this week and the rest of the season, and I always appreciate those zebras out there.
Oh, yeah, I'll be glad to hang out and visit you guys anytime. I need to get a game back at the Rock. It's been 6 or 7 years since I've been up there. It's one of my favorite places to work.
There's
everybody on top of you. The atmosphere is always a lot of fun. Those tight sidelines. I mean, it's fun.
It's the best.
Yeah, and we do. I'll just echo what Chris says. We appreciate what you guys do, and any way we can help to get the word out, we'll do it every chance we can to try to find those young kids to get out there and start doing what you've done for 31 years. That's amazing.
It's not always easy, but it sure is fun.
Yeah.
Well, you have fun this week, and Jeff, we'll talk to you somewhere down the line.
Okay, take care. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks,
you, Jeff.
Jeff Murray, Oklahoma City Metro Officials Association, does a great job, and I didn't know he was with his crew for that long.
That's amazing.
And again, he does football, baseball, basketball, loves volleyball. So a true sports official out there. So. Well, Phil, we need to get our final timeout, come back, wrap it up. We got a few games to look at this week. There are some big games, and we're going to talk about them after this. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Cheyenne back in our Stillwater studio, Hot 93.7 FM. Appreciate you tuning in, whether you're driving down the highway or inside your home or inside your business. Thank you. And we're going to get back to the hits of the music at the top of the hour. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. And let's hit it here quickly, Phil. We'll take a look at 6A1. We have our rankings on our video for our video audience. And not much really changed. I don't think anything changed in the top 5 last week. But this week, Phil, the Moore Lions taking on Norman North. Can my Moore Lions stay undefeated?
Can it be our Moore Lions? I mean, I love the Moore Lions.
Oh, I adopted it. You're a Wasso Rams. You breaking up with the Wasso?
No.
Oh, okay.
Side chick.
Oh.
Yeah.
You roll like that, huh?
No. Let's not get it twisted.
All right.
I just didn't know what else to say.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah.
So, you going Moore or Norman North?
I'm going Moore.
Okay, I'm going Moore as well. Mustang at Tulsa Union.
Yeah, I have Tulsa Union, I think, wins that one big.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, 6A2, our rankings, Phil. I don't think there was I was so impressed with Del City with the dominant victory over Stillwater. I leapfrogged them over Midwest City. Might be a little debate on 4 or 5 in my rankings, but it'll be cited on the field this week.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a heck of a ball game. I am going to go ahead and pick, even though I have Midwest City ranked 4, I almost moved Del City in there, and I thought, well, let's see what happens this week. But I think Del City is going to get Midwest City this week, and I think you'll see them in my rankings next week. We're going to learn something about my Sand Springs Sandites this week as well. They take on Booker T, so we'll know quite quickly if I've been crazy for having them at 5 the last 3 weeks, or if they deserve to move on up.
Yeah, I'm going Del City as well over Midwest City, the Mid-Del rival there. I'm going Del City. I like the quarterback, Virgil Yates.
Yep.
Okay, Tulsa, Washington at Sand Springs. You're going Sand Springs?
I'm going to go Sand Springs. I am. I'm going to ride them.
Gentry Williams, way too much. Booker T takes down Sand Springs for the first time. I'm going with that. Taking a look at Class 5A football. Excuse me. 6A2 football. There's a little game. Bixby's at Choctaw.
It's a little game. It's a little ball game. Bixby rolls, gets another win, and I think they're better than they were a year ago. Yeah, that's scary to say, but I think they're better than they were a year ago, and I don't think Choctaw's defense is quite what it was a year ago. So I have Bixby winning that by a couple touchdowns.
Bixby, 41-game win streak, make it 42. I think they roll in Choctaw as well. Hopefully it should be a fun game as well. Dip down to Class 5A football, a good one here, Phil. Carl Albert at Bishop McGinnis. District bragging rights, district standings on the line in this one.
Yeah, I've got Carl Albert at 4 this week. McGinnis, I put them in my rankings for the first time at 5. I think Carl Albert wins a close one over McGinnis.
I will agree with that. I've gone back and forth on this one. Michael Taffy is the best player on the field.
No doubt.
I was really impressed with Carl Albert. Carl Albert is full strength. They've been without 3 or 4 players for the last couple of weeks. They are full strength now. I think they'll just have all the confidence in the next week in this game with McGinnis. But it's a close one. Michael Taffy will keep the Irish in that one close. Okay, Phil, take a look at Class 4A football. Bristow at Grove. Bristow with a field goal over Wagner with 3.5 seconds left in the game to win it 3-0.
This will be fun. I moved Bristol into my top 5, my number 5 slot. You have Grove. It's your 5 slot. So we'll get to see the battles of the 5s in Chris and I's ranking. I'm going Bristol with a close one.
Class 3A football, we don't have any big games on our schedule here to look at, but still, Holland Hall, Lincoln Christian Heritage Hall, the 3 schools at top. I got Seminole at number 4, 5-0, Plainview 3-2. You still got Kingfisher at number 4.
Hanging in there with my Kingfisher, guys.
All right, we got to go quick here, Phil. Class 2A football, it will be a good one. Where is it at? There it is. Beggs is at Tulsa Metro Christian.
Yeah, I mean, Beggs is so athletic. We've talked about it. I think they're going to come up short this week against Metro Christian. I'm going to pick Metro Christian.
I think Metro Christian throws it a little too well, but as you said, Beggs is completely athletic. 2A football, Cassia Hall is at Vian. We saw Vian last year in the championship.
Yeah, I've got Vian winning this one over Cassia Hall.
And we don't have any Class A games this week, but our rankings, I have Cashion 1. You have Ringling 1. And Ringling's a really good team. I think they'll be in the finals.
Yeah, I think chances are it'll be Cash and Ringling when it's all said and done.
Just like that. That's a show.
How about it?
We got to get out of here. Cheyenne's going to yell at us so we don't get out of here. For Cheyenne, our Stillwater studio, thank you, Cheyenne. For Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. This has been the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
This has been the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. Be sure to tune in next week as we break down more of the top games and news from across the state of Oklahoma.